So a couple of the big boys are in action in some midweek games in the Carabao Cup, but that's not what we're here for, folks. We're here for the Premier League, and I've got our match day number 7 predictions coming up next, and they're live, and they are right here. Roll BT, please. That's right, folks, back once again with some more predictions coming at you right here on the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the thumbs up and smash the subscribe if you're new. Keep your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Premier League related, world football related, all here under one roof, ski boys and girls. We are back once again. So hey, welcome to the show if you're watching live right here on the YouTube, and hello if you are watching on the restream or whatever it is when you get back home from the office or wherever you are. So let's jump into the thick of things. And get into it, boys and girls. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got to take a look at how I got on last weekend, and of course how you guys got on. So we'll have a little look at those in just a tickety-boo. Let me just close down some of my bits and pieces over here. Make sure you introduce yourself to the family in the chat section. So let's get going. So last time out, Southampton took on Bournemouth. That was the early kickoff on Friday. 3-1 victory for Bournemouth. They rose up the table, they did. I actually saw this going the other way, 2-1 in favour of the Saints. Leicester did take on Tottenham, and what a game that was. VAR all over the shop. 2-1 victory for Leicester in the end. I actually went with a 3-2 victory, so not too shabby, boys. Not too shabby indeed. Then Freakazoids, the Mongoloids, picked up a 2-0 win against Norwich City over at Turdmore. I actually saw this as a 2-0 win as well for the Freakazoids. So I got that one bang on point, boys. Bang on point. Everton took on Sheffield United, and we've already mentioned it in the chat. Hello, hello, hello to the newbies coming at you. Sheffield United put up a barnstormer over at Goodison. 2-0 win for Sheffield United. I actually saw it 2-0 going the other way, so not great for me. What a result over at the Etihad. 8-0 win for Manchester. That's 8-0. I have to write that out in letters. 8-0 win for Manchester City over Watford. Hello, Fonzuma, over at the Etihad. It's a big result there. I actually saw a big goal. I thought it was going to be a big haul for goals here, but I only saw it as a 4-0 win for Manchester City. Meanwhile, it was a ball draw down at, or up at St James's Park, 0-0. I actually saw this as a 2-1 win going in favour of the Toon, so I got that one wrong as well. Crystal Palace and Wolves duked out to a 1-1 draw. I saw 2 goals in it, but I didn't see him going the other way as well. West Ham United put up a barnstormer as well against Thingamajiggity. West Ham beaten Manchester United 2-0 at the London Stadium. I did see 2 goals in it as well. I didn't see it going the way it did, though. 1-1 draw for me. Arsenal took on Aston Villa, and they won 3-2. Goals galore in that one. 10-man Arsenal as well. I actually saw them scoring goals. So I had them down as a 3-0 victors. But they got the victory, and in the end, Liverpool did take on Chelsea over at Stamford Bridge. 2-1 win away from home to remain 100%. I actually saw this as a 3-1 victory over at Stamford Bridge for Liverpool, so not too shabby. So hello to everyone that's popped up in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to take a look at what you guys got on. I did, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did okay. I didn't do brilliant. I'll give myself one of these guys. But what about you guys? What did you get in the old chat section or in the comment section down below? So I do encourage live predictions coming at you, and we'll go to those in a minute. But what I do encourage as well, make sure you get predictions in a cluster, in a block, down in the comment section down below. We could do it right here, right now, or you could do it later on. Come back and put all your predictions in, so you can be a star of the show. I think we have a couple of stars this week, so let's take a little look. This is the criteria. 0 to 3 will get you a red face. 4 to 6 gets you one of these, which is what I got. They're a collector's item. Make sure you get them. And if you are lucky enough, you'll get the big fat thumbs up. One of these days, we're going to get somebody, whether it's me or whether it's you watching at home, it's going to get 10 out of 10. Or if you're watching the Bundesliga videos, 9 out of 9. So let's take a little look. Here we go. David Gamers, he did all right for himself. Youngsy on the shit list today this week. Brenda Show, not too shabby. Nocco Drinker, also in the good books or reasonable books. LG and Cal, big fan of the channel. Is he here with us today? We don't know. Crazy Vlogger did okay as well in the Premier League predictions. Pop Legit did pretty shit. That rhymes. William ACFB, not too great. He did all right for himself. Steven Selling did okay as well. The Football Nerd, not too shabby as well. Stacey Cahoe in the Red Face Gang. Nathan Heaver, big fan of the channel, coming from down under. We've got Oliver Mayer here coming at you with okay results as well. Flaming Goat, not too great for him. He's on the shit list. And Russell Frost. Hello for that. We had a bit of a chat over the past couple of days over on Twitter, so hello to him. Usually we have a whole bunch of predictions from the Premier League, but because we do the live shows now, a lot of you guys show up right here on the stream, which is great. But make sure you get your predictions in down the bottom. Meanwhile, the Italian Devil, he did okay for himself. John Kedwood, not too shabby as well. Chila, not too shabby as well. A lot of people like me got 4s, 5s out of 10, so you know we're in the middle of the road, gang. Jaden the Gengar, well, let's give him a round of applause, folks. Jaden the Gengar, one of the only, I think one of a couple maybe that got the thumbs up this week, and there's no sign of any editing, so well done to him. Gods, he's in the red-faced gang. Vincent Young, we'll get to you in a minute. Shawez Chowdhury, not too shabby. We are I'll get you. You give me every time. We are QPR, did okay, and Vincent Hung, not too bad indeed. And James Rigby with his weekly essay, he gives not only his predictions, but an outcome to it. He did okay. So go, guys, make sure you get your stuff in the comment section so we can have you next week. So someone asked me, what do I use for editing? Well, I use for this a combination of a few things. There's a website called World Football where we do the predictions. You could do it yourself. So I use that initially to get the initial graphics. I then use PowerPoint because I'm old school. And it's a lot quicker to use for me. So I use PowerPoint for this stuff right here for the show, and then I use Final Cut, OBS, and all that kind of stuff. It's a big old recipe, but anyway, enough boring stuff. This is what the table currently looks like over in the Premier League. It is Liverpool at the top, 5 points clear of the nearest rivals, which is Manchester City. In third place, we have a three-way tie. Leicester, Arsenal, and West Ham are all on 11 points and joint third in a way with the goal difference, putting Leicester City top of the pops out of that 3. Down the bottom, it is Watford, Wolves, and Villa. Doom and gloom. Sheffield United doing bits in top 10. Chelsea struggling in 11th. And what is going on with Burnley? What are they doing so far up the table? So hello to anyone joining the show. We'll get to you right here, right now. So this is this week's action. Sheffield United will be taking on Liverpool in game number 1. And these games, the majority take place on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and we have a delightful Monday night match between United and Arsenal. Get your predictions in for Sheffield United versus Liverpool in the chat, so we can have a take a look at what you guys think. So I'm going to give you an update of the bits and pieces coming at you for this bad boys. Oh, I've got to do a bit of admin here. I will allow it. Wolves are shite. They are doing absolutely terrible at the moment. So, anyway, so Liverpool against Sheffield United over at Bramall Lane. I think that's where they still play. 9-1 Sheffield United to win this game. 32-100. Liverpool are red-hot favourites. The record between these two sides over the years, 60 victories for Liverpool, 45 for Sheffield United, 31 draws going straight down the middle. Now, the recent record between these two sides, the past 4 encounters going all the way back to 2003, 1 victory for Sheffield United, 2 victories for Liverpool, and 1 draw. The last victory for Sheffield United came all the way back in 2003. It was a League Cup match, 2-1. Do you want to know who the scorers were? Just to tell you, it was Michael Tong with a daily double, and Neil Mellor, who's now a pundit for Liverpool. That's when Liverpool were absolutely dog shit, but they are back here. Sheffield United will come into this game 10th in the table. Liverpool looking to make it 7 out of 7. So Liam Martin straight in there with a 2-1 prediction for Liverpool. Tristan's going with a 3-1 for Liverpool as well. Charles going for Liverpool with a 3-1 victory. Zane's also picking the current Champions League winners 4-1. For Zuma has gone with a 5-0 victory for Liverpool. Luke Posser's with a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Crybaby's gone 2-0 Liverpool as well. Richard Crutang's with a 4-0 win for Liverpool. Pepe Hacks 3-0. Gerald Tan 3-0. Fongu Blase's gone with a 2-1. And for entertainment purposes, Zane is going for the upset with a 1-0. It is on Sky or it's under the cameras anyway. So I'm actually going with a 3-1 victory as well. Sheffield United can score goals. Liverpool can be a little bit crazy at the back sometimes, the way they play their football. But Liverpool should maintain their 100% record after this match day. Into the regular 3 o'clock kickoffs, so there's a whole bunch of them. And it will be Bournemouth taking on West Ham United at, I can't remember what their stadium is. If anyone's got it in the chat, let me know what the name of the stadium is. It's the Vitality. Is it the Vitality? It could be the Vitality Stadium. Anyway, 6-4 for Bournemouth to win this game. 13-8 for West Ham, the long shots. The form book shows... what does it show? What does it show? Not many games between the two sides. 9, 10, 13 games over the years. 4 victories for Bournemouth, 5 victories for West Ham. 4 draws over the years. The recent record over those years goes all the way back to 2016. 3 victories for Bournemouth, 1 victory for West Ham, 2 draws along the way. And the last 6 encounters over at the Vitality or wherever, or the last 5. It's straight down the middle. 2 victories for Bournemouth, 2 victories for West Ham, and 1 draw. The current state of flux sees West Ham in 5th, Bournemouth is in 6th. Potential for both teams to go second if they were to get a result. The predictions in the house. We have Tristan straight off the blocks with a 4-2 win for Bournemouth. Charles going with the Hammers with a 1-0 win. Liam Martin's going with Bournemouth as well. Jersey Boys going with a 5-goal thriller in favour of West Ham. And Tristan has confirmed it is Vitality. Pepe Hacks with a 2-0 win for Bournemouth. Fonzuma Jalas with a 2-1 win for Bournemouth as well. 0-0 draw. Gerald Tang cannot separate the two sides. Bournemouth with a 2-1 win. That's Richard Crotang. And same scoreline for Legolas. Good 2-1 victory for Bournemouth. Zane's going with a 5-goal thriller as well. 3-2 for the Hammers. Vitality 11,000. Yep, it's tiny, but they've come a long way. And Fongu Blase's gone in with a 2-2 draw. Way too time consuming. Whatever, fella. I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 victory for Bournemouth on this one, and they'll take the points, and that could potentially put them on to 13 points, level on Manchester City, but depending on what goes on elsewhere. Aston Villa taking on them six-fingered freakazoids. It is the Mongolicious Burnley. Yeah, that's right. We don't like to talk about them too much. The record between these two sides is quite they've played a lot. 50 victories for Villa, 40 for the Mongoloids, 26 for the draw. The bookmakers see this. Obviously, Aston Villa are struggling. 27-20 for the home victory. 2-1 for the Mongoloids. 12-5 the draw. The recent record over the past 6 encounters goes in favour of Aston Villa. Three victories for Villa. 2 draws along the way, and 1 victory for the Freakazoids. Table shows Villa in 18th spot. Potentially a win for them. Could go up to 13th. Burnley are in 9th. 8th points on the table. Potentially could go up to 11 points on the board. Anonymous PLC came in with a late bid there with a 4-2 win for West Ham. Charles in there with a 4-1 win for the Freakazoids. Pepe Hack's gone with Burnley as well. 3-1 win. Tristan's gone with a 2-1 win for Villa. Legolas can't separate the two sides. 1-1. Same scoreline for Zane. Neil Jackson's gone with the Mongoloids with a 5-0 win as well. Crotang's gone with a 1-0 win for Villa. Fonzuma's gone with a 2-2 draw. Yep, that's who they are, boys and girls. Fongu Blase's gone with a 1-0 win for the Mongoloids. And SNA with a 3-2 win for Villa. 5-goal thriller. Anonymous PLC's decided to join the bandwagon and go for the Mongoloids. They are playing away from home, so you know what? If it was at Turdmore, I'd give it to the Freakazoids. But they are playing Villa away from home, and I've gone with a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. They are due a win, and I think that eventually it's coming, and I smell a victory right here. Liam Martin's late to the game. He comes in with a 2-1 win for Burnley. Here we go. Next up, Chelsea up against Brighton over at Stamford Bridge. If anybody needs a victory at home, it is Chelsea. The bookmakers see this as the place that is going to happen. 100-40 on for Chelsea to take the victory. 7-1 for Brighton, who are starting to find life tough with Potter at charge. 7-2 the draw. The recent record, or the record over the years between the two sides, it's pretty much heavily in favour of Chelsea. Just the 1 win for Brighton, 1 draw, and 10 victories for Chelsea over the years. And those 10 victories are broken down like this. The last 6 encounters, 4 of those victories are going, or the last 5 encounters, should I say, are going in favour of Chelsea, and 1 win for Brighton. And that victory for Brighton goes all the way back to 2012 in some sort of competition. I don't think it's the league. We have some predictions in the house. Charles in there with a 3-2 victory for Chelsea. Richard Kratang's also going with Chelsea victory. Jersey Boys on board as well with a 2-0 win. Liam Martin with a 4-0 win for Chelsea. Pepe Hacks reckons it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Tristan 24. 6-0 demolition for Chelsea. Abraham with a hat-trick. Mount brace. I hope Mount gets a brace. He's got my fantasy team. Hunter Javex with a 4-1 win for Chelsea. 10-0 Brighton. We have probably an anti-Chelsea fan in the house. Anonymous PLC has gone with a 999 victory for Brighton. Fonzuma Jala's going with a 3-1 win for Chelsea as well. Some anti-Chelsea haters in the place. Chelsea with a 2-0 win. 2 disallowed goals for Brighton, so VAR will X them out. Legolas good with a 2-0 win for Chelsea. Anonymous is actually going to go with a 2-1 win for Brighton. Luke Posser's joining in with a 4-0 win for Chelsea. Hunter Javex 4-1 to Chelsea. Tristan's gone 3-1 Norwich. And Charles 2-1 Norwich. A couple of late to the party for the last one. For me, I'm actually going to go with a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. They'll get the victory. They'll get up and running. And that potentially has them up to 11 points. And they could be up to 3rd in the table. But realistically, they won't be, because all the other teams above them will not be there. So yes, hello, good evening, Nova Marek, the best. NDB, I'm going to call you NDB, because your first name has got me confused. Crystal Palace taking on Norwich City this time out. We've already got our first pick in the house. David Game is a regular pundit down in the comments section. So Palace up against Norwich City. The record over the years, 48 victories for Palace, 44 for Norwich, 20 draws. This has the potential to be a Norwich victory here if they can play like they did against Man City, but they're on the road once again. The bookmakers see this as 19-20 for Crystal Palace, favourites for this game, basically 20-19, 14-5 for Norwich away from them, 13-5 the draw. The recent record is in favour of Palace, 3 victories out of the past 6, 2 draws and 1 win for Norwich. That win for Norwich is all the way back to 2013, when the last time Norwich were in the Premier League. So they picked up the victory. It was at Carrow Road. So if you want to take a look at the last encounters between the two sides at Selhurst Park, the last time Norwich picked up a victory was all the way back in 2009, and I don't even know what division that was in. So yeah, it's there for the taking. What do we got here? We have a few picks in the house. Where are we? Where do we begin? We begin with Pepe Hacks with a 3-2 win. No, we don't. We don't begin with Pepe Hacks. We begin with Tristan. Tristan's first on the block with a 3-1 win for Norwich. Charles in there with a 2-1 win for Norwich as well. David Gamers with a 2-1 win. I say for Palace, David Gomez with a 2-0 win for Palace as well. Liam Martin, 2-0 win for Norwich. Pepe Hacks, 3-2 win. Goals galore for Palace. Richard Crotang just deleted his, but I think it was a 2-1 win for Norwich on his. You say it has higher inbreeding rates. I think we need to kick somebody out. Should we kick him out? Can I boot some fella? Nah, I'll let you stay. I'll let you stay. Zane B with a 0-0 draw. Legolas, good 3-2 victory for Palace. 2-1 win for Norwich. Fonzuma's gone with a 4-2 victory for Norwich as well. SNA's with a 2-2 draw. Hunter Jacks, 2-0 win for Norwich. Pookie with a double. Andres Jonas has gone with Crystal Palace to possibly win 0-0 with by Anonymous PLC. Luke Potter with a 2-1 win for Norwich. 1-1 draw. Gerald Tan's in the house. 0 Central, 2-1 win for Palace. David Gamer's gone with 5 goals in it, 3-2. NDB's gone with a 2-2 draw. And flipping heck, what are we on? Liam Martin's already jumping ahead of the gun. For me, what am I going with on this one? I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 victory for Palace in the end. And we are next up. It is Spurs against Southampton. Some of you guys are eager beavers and jumping straight in there. Andrea Jonas and Richard Crotang still with a couple of predictions on that last game. 3-0 to Palace, 2-2 draw for Richard Crotang. Spurs against Southampton. Boy, oh boy, Spurs are having one of them seasons as well. No, I don't want to kick you, Neil Jackson. I'm just, you know, it's my home, baby. I do what I want. I'm allowing you to stay. I'm allowing you to stay, just for the hell of it. Anyway, Tottenham against Southampton. Tottenham need a result, and they need one fast. Just the one victory at the past 5 games up against the Southampton side, who are on the up until last week when they lost. So Southampton come into this with a one defeat at the past 4 games. The bookmakers, I'm all flustered now. 5-2 for Tottenham to take the victory. 15-2 for Southampton. 18-5 the draw. The record over the years between the two sides are 63 victories for Southampton, 81 for Tottenham, 49 draws in the house. What do we got here for you, folks? Let's take a look. That's some of your predictions. I've got to go back a bit. David Gamers with a 3-2 victory for the Saints. 2-2 draw NDB. Liam Martin's also gone with Spurs as well with a 3-0 win. Jersey Boy 3-0 also in favour of Spurs. Andrea Jonas playing catch-up with us. 3-0 victory for Palace. Legolas Good's gone with a 4-1 win victory for the Spuds. Charles, West Bromwich Albion's gone with a 6-goal thriller. 4-2 for Tottenham. Anonymous PLC's gone 4-0 for Spurs as well. NDB's gone with a 2-2. He's confusing me. He's throwing me off. Match postponed. Someone's chucked in there. 5-goal thriller by Tristan. Southampton to nick it. Jake Turner's gone with a 4-goal thriller with a 3-1 victory for Tottenham. Zero Central's gone 6 in his. 4-2 win for Spuds. Luke Potter 1-0 win for Tottenham. Fonzuma Jalaz's gone with a 4-0 win for Spurs. And NDB's gone 3-0 for Tottenham. Hunter Jacks, or Javik, sorry, 3-1 win to Spurs. Richard Kratang, 2-1 for Spurs. And Liam Martins is also playing ahead of the game. He's looking into the future for the next bad boy. So for me, for Spurs against for Southampton, I'm actually going with a 3-0 win for Tottenham, and that potentially has them going to 11 points. And again, pushing into the top 4 reckoning. A couple of late additions there. Gerald Tan's coming in with a 1-0 win for Spurs. I am looking forward to Luton away. That will be at the end of the season. You know what will happen then, boys and girls? We might get promoted, and that might get relegated. Anyway, moving on to Wolves up against Watford. The battle of the W's, boys and girls, and that's what we're familiar with at Ewood Park. W's. Over at Turdmore, they're familiar with penises. Anyway, moving on to Watford against Wolves over at Molineux. What we got going on here between the battle of the W's. 15 victories for Watford over the years, 14 for Wolves. It's very tight. 18 draws over the years. The bookmakers have this going in favour of Wolves at home, 100 to 88. That's the odds for home victory. 10 to 3 the away victory. 5 to 2 the draw. What we got on the recent record between the two sides over the past 6 encounters as even Steven. 2 wins for Wolves, 2 wins for Watford, 2 draws over the years. Now the recent record over at Molineux, it's not good for Wolves. Just the 1 victory out of the past 6 encounters. So we'll have to see what we got in the house. Liam Martin was first on the box with a 2-0 win for Wolves. Charles going with a 5-0 win for Watford. Obviously, he's got a bit of a nasty taste in his mouth. Jersey Boys going with Wolves 4-0 win. NDB's gone with a 4-1 win for Wolves as well. David Gamers siding with Wolves as well. It is a relegation crunch clash already. David Gamers 2-1 win for Wolves. Zero Central's gone with a 1-0 win for Wolves as well. What else we got? Richard Crotang 3-0 Wolves. Fonzuma Jala's gone with Wolves as well. 2-1 victory. Jared Tam 1-0 win for Wolves. And on as PLC, Watford with the victory. Jake Turner 2-0 win for Wolves. Legolas Goob 2 goals in it. 1-1 draw for him. Tristan's got a 3-0 win. Hunter Jareks 4-1 win for Wolves as well. 2-2. Cannot separate the two sides. And SNA's gone with a 1-1 draw. So, obviously, the table does show these two sides are struggling. Bottom two duking at it. There's not a win between them. Wolves come into this with 4 draws out of their first 6 games. Watford come into this with 2 draws out of the past 6 games. The recent form book shows Watford are in better shape. Just 1 loss out of 3 games. Wolves come into this 2 defeats out of the past 3 games. For me, I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 victory for Wolves. That, I love Watford. They are, I used to live down there, so they're got a soft spot. But I just think. I think they kind of made a gaffe by going back to an old manager to bring in to try and turn this thing around. But unfortunately, it's looking doom and gloom for Watford. I think they could go down at this rate if they can't turn it around. Next up is Everton up against Manchester City over at Goodison. Obviously, City coming to this after scoring 8 goals against Watford. Everton coming to this on the back of that defeat to Sheffield United. The recent record, or the record over the years between the two sides, 68 victories for Everton, 71 victories for Man City, 47 draws over the years. The bookmakers go with City away from home, 7-2 on. Stone cold away win, the bookmakers say. 10-1 for Everton at home. 9-2 the draw. The recent record, the past 6 encounters, is going in favour of Manchester City. They've won 3 of the past 6. 2 draws and 1 win for Everton. The last 6 encounters over at Goodison, though, still in favours City. 3 victories, 2 wins for Everton and 1 draw. The last time Everton did beat City at their own place was 2017. 4-0 win it was as well. What else we got? Let's have a look at what you guys in the house. Liam Martin's in there nice and early. 3-1 victory for City. Tristan's gone with a 6-0 win for City as well. Charles WBA with a 9-0 win for Manchester City. Zero Central with a 3-0 win for City as well. Charles has actually changed his mind. He's gone for a more realistic score of a 3-0 win, but people would say the 9-0 is also realistic. Jersey's Boys gone with a 3-1 win for City. Tot and DX has gone for the 1-1 draw. And on PLC, 6-2 win for Money City. Jake Turner's gone with a 1-0 win for Everton to sneak it. Fonzuma Jala's gone with a 5-goal thriller, 3-2 victory for Everton. Totem D, bullshit, 0-4. Not sure what that means, but we'll roll on. Luke Posso with a 4-0 win for City. NDB's gone 6-2, 8-goal thriller once again. Man City in favour as well. Legolas Good with a 2-1 victory for City over Everton. Shoot for Goals is in the house. Welcome. SNA 2-0 victory for Man City. Hunter Javax also goes against the grain. 2-0 win for Everton. David Gamer's going with Everton to lose this game. And Richard Crotang, 2-1 win for the Toffees. That's right, boys and girls, for me. I bear all that in mind. I bear the form book in mind, and I bear everything else in mind. I am actually going to go with a 3-1 victory for Everton away from home to put the pressure, or keep the pressure on Liverpool at the top of the table. Next up, we're playing a decent game here. Leicester City up against Newcastle United over at the King Power Stadium, I think. I'm testing my knowledge here. This game takes place on Sunday the 29th of September. 100 to 52 is the odds for Leicester to take the win at home. 6-1 for Newcastle away from home. 3-1 the draw. The record over the years, this is of all of time, 44 victories for Leicester, 53 for Newcastle, 27 draws along the way. Now, Leicester coming to this in third at the table, potentially could go second. the former Premier League winners, are causing all kinds of trouble. Just the one defeat for them all season. That was against Manchester United. Meanwhile, the Toon are struggling still. Just the one win for them. However, they are only one defeat at the past 4 games coming into this. The recent record over the years between these two sides is heavily in favour of Leicester. 3 victories for Leicester, 2 for Newcastle, 1 draw along the way. The last 6 encounters over at the King Power. 3 victories for Leicester, 1 draw, and 2 victories for Newcastle. Quick look at the predictions. Tristan in the house with a 2-1 win for the Toon. Charles going with a 2-2 draw. Liam Martin's 2-0 win for Leicester. Jake Turner's going with a 3-1 win for Leicester as well. Michael Thompson's 3-0 win for the former Premier League winners. 1-1 draw in favour of Leicester City. 2-1 win by David Gamers in favour of Leicester City. Luke Possa with a 2-1 win for Leicester. Fonsuma Jala's gone with a 2-2 draw as well. Tote T and DX gone with a 2-1 win for Leicester. Hunter Jarvex with a 3-0 win for Leicester. Jersey Boys gone 2-1 Leicester. Gerald Tan 3-1 for Leicester. NDB's gone with a 8-goal thriller once again. 5-3 in favour of Leicester. I don't see that many goals in it, I'm afraid. Richard Kratang with a 2-0 win for Leicester. And a draw for Leicester City. That's shoot for goals. And Tristan is going for, he's already ahead of the game, looking for the mouth-watering Monday night football, and we'll talk about that in a second. Next up we have, so my prediction is just a 2-0 win for Leicester, and again that has the potential to put them second in the table, above Manchester City, depending on what goes on over at Goodison. So here we go, it is Monday night football, it's the big one, or the big one for the week, should we say. It is Manchester United, former Premier League winners, against Arsenal, former Premier League winners. Now, Man United's home form this season is okay. They played 3, won 2, lost 1. That loss was against Crystal Palace way back when, if we want to look at it. Arsenal's away form, though, is also pretty decent. They've lost just the once, and that was against Liverpool over at Anfield. They did beat Newcastle at their own place at St James's Park, and they did draw. They actually threw that game away against Watford. The recent record between these two sides: 3 victories for United, 2 victories for Arsenal, 1 draw along the way. The recent record at Old Trafford is not bad reading, if we're honest with you. 2 wins for United, 1 win for Arsenal, and 3 draws along the way. The last time that Arsenal did pick up that victory was all the way back in 2015. It was an FA Cup match. The goal scorers on the occasion was Monreal, Welbeck, Wayne Rooney for United. The bookmakers see this as 13-10 for Manchester United, 19-10 for Arsenal away from them. So United are favourites, albeit small margins. 27-10, the draw. The record, the master record over the years between these two sides and this heavy-duty crunch clash is... where are we? Man United. 83 victories for Arsenal, 99 victories for Manchester United, and 48 draws over the years. What have we got in the house? Yep. Hopefully you guys have got yourself. Tristan's going with a big game. 8-4 Arsenal. Yeah. That'll be absolutely barnstorming. Liam Martin with a 2-1 win for United. Ray and Luke Possa both going with a 1-1 draw. Charles going with a 3-2 victory for Arsenal away from home. SNA's going with a 2-1 win for Arsenal as well. Shoot for goals. Cannot separate the two sides with a 2-2 draw. Fonzu Majala joins him as well in that same gang. 0 Central with a 3-0 win for the Gunners. David Gamers with a 2-2 draw as well. Jersey Boys going with a 3-1 win for the Gunners. Bang with a hat-trick. Yep, it's easier for you to say. Tote D and Dex is going with a 0-0 draw. Ree's going with a draw. Joe Turner's going with big win for Arsenal away from home. Richard Krotang's going with the Gunners as well. Gerald Tan, 0-0 draw as well. VAR to destroy the game, he says. Jake Turner with a 2-0 win for the Gunners. Not many of you guys going with United 2-1 win. Fongu Blase is going the exception to the rule. MET Tech's going with a 2-2 draw as well. NDB's going with a 3-2 victory for Arsenal. And Hunter Jarvex with a 3-1 win for Manchester United, and Mason Greenwood to score his first goal. So a couple of you guys going with United. The rest of you seem to be siding with Arsenal, and Illuminating Martins is in there with an early shout. For me though, here we go. I'm actually going with a 2-1 win for United. I'm actually joining the lesser bunch of yous. I think they'll get the win. It's overdue. It might not be the greatest performing result, but that might give them a bit of a mojo and hopefully push them up towards the table, because they need a result and they need one fast. It will be a low-scoring game. Maybe it'll be 1-1 at halftime, or maybe 1-0 to either side at halftime. So it'll be a good one. Monday Night Football. Looking forward to it. Again, folks, make sure you get your predictions down in the comment section in a cluster so you can feature next time out. Now, let's just say between you and I that all these results come through. I'll be a millionaire. That's what will happen. But if it was to come true, this is what the table will look like. I believe. Yes, Liverpool are top of the pops with 7 wins out of 7. Man City will be hot on the heels with 16 points. Leicester will be in 3rd. Bournemouth will be in 4th. Spuds will be in 5th spot. And Man United will be in 6th. Down the bottom will be Watford, Newcastle and Norwich going down, boys and girls. So, yes, indeedio. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap up this live show. Just to let you know that I do have live predictions for the Championship on Mondays. You missed it if you didn't catch it yesterday. Obviously, today is Tuesday, which is Premier League Day. And on Thursday, we'll be back for some Champions League predictions coming at you. Same time, I believe. So make sure you come by and say hello for that one. And if you're bored on a Saturday, that's including you, Neil Jackson, I don't mind, you can come on over and say hello to me over on Twitch as we watch the mighty Blue and White, the Kings of Lancashire, the former Premier League winners of England, of course, duking it out against Luton Town. That's right, one of the classic teams of English football. I'll be over on Twitch, live watch along as we see how, hopefully put us 3 wins on the spin and potentially have a sniff at playoff talk, boys and girls. I don't have an Instagram at the moment, Hunter, so I'm working on it. So yeah, maybe next time you see me, or probably in the new year, I'll get working. While you still got me, while you still have me, any more questions before I bounce out of here? Make them thick and fast. I'll take a quick brew. Anything pops up, I'll answer it. If not, I'm gonna head out of town. So Yorkie's not for girls. That includes you, Neil Jackson. Nope, doesn't look like there's any questions in the house. But we'll be back Thursday with some live show once again for the Champions League. Next week, it is a double bubble championship live predictions. We're going to have one on Sunday, and it's going to be late for you guys in the UK, probably around about 10 p.m. your time, on which position and Blackburn this season. Any betting tips for today? I'll have a little look, actually, while we are still with you. There are the Carabao Cup matches going on for today. If I can piss and find what's going on. Rovers, I think top 10. What's my SAP number? I have no idea what a SAP number is. Yeah, the Kings of Lancashire, Neil Jackson. You got a problem hearing me. Arsenal against who have they got? Who have they got today? They're up against Nottingham Forest. Spurs, Colchester, Luton, Leicester, Portsmouth, Southampton. I'll take a wee stab at Portsmouth beating Southampton down at Fratton Park. That's a little cheeky wee bet. I expect Manchester City to beat Preston as well. So that's 2 for your accumulator. Sheffield Wednesday is Everton. I'd fancy that as well. A little bit of an upset as well. So Sheffield Wednesday to beat Everton, Portsmouth to beat Southampton, Man City to beat Preston North End. So that's enough for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure you smash the thumbs up. Give the video some love. So make sure it pops up the old algorithm for everyone else who didn't miss it live. And I'll join you right back here next Tuesday for some more Premier League predictions. Or I might see you on Thursday for some Champions League action. Make sure you stop by and have a look around the channel. There's a lot of other stuff going on there, including my brand new, hotly released FIFA, boys and girls, career mode. I'm absolutely terrible at this, just like Neil Jackson is with women and all that kind of stuff. Because he's an absolute nightmare. Yep, long live. Once Sean Dyche leaves, buddy. In fact, hey, you might be joining us next season. Anyway, until then, I'm going to get out of here. Much love. Bouncing here on the... Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.